Y'all got any rules for if you get married, like before you decide you're gonna marry a person? My original thing was marriage, like, you know, oh, I'm not marrying this person until I know blah 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 blah. I have 3, maybe 4 now that I think about it. For rule number 1, we both have to have a credit score over 700. Both of us, not just one or the other. Like, neither one of us can have bad credit before we actually get married. Rule number 2, no car problems. Like, you can have it for like a couple weeks, blah 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 blah, but shit needs to be fixed. And then rule number 3, before we get married, I need to know even if we get divorced, we'll be like chill and like we can still be friends afterwards.
You can't know that though.
I can definitely say it, like, no matter what. I can put that ultimatum if you can't be like, if like you're on the same page as that, then I'd be like, dude, then I don't want to get married.
I can't be friends with an ex.
I think I would rather just not be in a relationship with that person if I know that, like, I can't be friends with them as an ex. I mean, obviously, there's things that happen, like, you know, oh, he tried to kill me, or something like that, or he robbed me, or other things. Then, obviously, those are, like, overriding. But, like, you know, just petty, nonsensical stuff, like, you know, if we can't...
if you, like, have had such a romantic history, like, the idea of, like, then being around them and not that. It also depends how you break up. What if it's a messy breakup? What if it's, like, a, you know... It depends on the breakup, depends on the person. I don't know.
Then it doesn't matter for the messy breakup, but eventually we have to be friends.
Why?
And this is, like, not a breakup. This is, like, a divorce. If it's a messy divorce...
It's like, are kids involved? Then, yeah, you guys should probably be friends. But if there's no kids, then...
Well, that's why it's one of my rules and not one of yours. And then 4th one was actually kids, because I just now was like, oh, you know what? We should probably be on the same page about kids.
Yeah. Like, that you want them?
Yeah,
or
whether or not.
Yeah.
Dude, you look so like... What?
No thought behind those eyes. Not a single thought.
Not a single
is what I saw on that look.
You go first while I try to formulate it.
While you kind of catch up with the conversation, I got you.
I'm not catching up. I'm just like, I truly don't. I can't think of that unless it's so particular to the situation. Like, I guess, yeah, we need to be on the same... We definitely need to be on the same page for kids, for sure. Mm-hmm. Don't be a scrub. Don't be a Republican.
I think political views
are big for me.
The kids thing, for sure. I'm like vapor locking right now. And I want to marry my person. And I'm just like, you know, I don't know why right now.
You passed the vibe check or not?
That, I think, you know, supporting each other in, like, your passions. You're just cracking me up.
I don't know why.
Because it just looks like you have not a single thought behind those eyes.
You said the word marriage and I was like... I don't imagine myself married anytime soon, so...
Well, I mean, do you imagine yourself married, period?
I don't know. What's to say?
Interesting.
I don't know, man. I can't think that... I can't think that far. I don't think in the long term like that.
I gatekeep the shit out of everything. That's why, you know, it took so long before the 3 of us were even sitting in the same podcast room. Like, being friends. Like, seriously? Finding a person? Like, man, the hurdles you guys had to get through just to be friends.
The hurdles I'm still getting through?
The mental Olympics.
Hey, y'all. Welcome to Sit Down Loser. We're watching a movie. My name's Ketzel.
I'm Sky.
I'm Antonio.
And I'm Ketzel's other Gemini personality.
And we're just 3... I'm so sorry. It up. I looked at the word and I was like, that doesn't make sense.
You're like, that should be a 4.
After 3 comes 4.
It should be 4. And we're just 3 rules to the exceptions who watch movies that everyone else has watched, except one of us is a loser who hasn't. Today, we're watching a movie that shows us love ain't all that, and that's okay sometimes. He's Just Not That Into You, released in 2009, directed by Ken Quapis. And today's loser is Ketzel.
What's up? Hey, how you doing?
Saw, dude.
Saw, dude. What it do? What it do? What's up, bruv? What's up, home
Hey, how you
slice?
doing?
What's up, Holmes?
What's up,
What's
brother?
up, bro?
Okay,
Hey, brother.
put away. I want to see the real Ketzel, not this one.
Hey, it's nice to be here. Hey, how you doing?
There they are.
Perfection.
Not an X-Men reference on my podcast. Good for you.
Cute.
Ooh. Oh yeah, that's me. I haven't seen this.
That's me. I am.
Me
That's
and my
nice.
other, me and my other personality.
Hey, Ketzel, we haven't seen this, huh?
No, Ketzel, we haven't.
It's so funny you say that.
Hey, Ketzel, why did we pick this?
Why did we pick this, guys?
Oh, I thought you said Sky. I was like, okay,
You're like,
I'll read it.
No, it's about to be February.
Valentine's Day.
Valentine's.
Valentine's Day.
Santo Valentino.
Okay.
Antonio likes this one, y'all.
Dude, I fucking like this one. This one get me.
I'm so curious as to why.
It was it this one that made you believe in love, or was it a Cinderella story?
This one doesn't hurt.
Which one came first?
Oh, a Cinderella Story definitely came first. A Cinderella Story is part of, like, you know, my development, my childhood development. That's what a Cinderella Story is.
You didn't become a man.
This one didn't come out until like,
Until you watch Cinderella Story.
yeah. No one's a man until they've watched a Cinderella Story.
What part makes you cry in the Cinderella story?
Well, there's quite a few. You know what? Maybe we should watch a Cinderella Story for the pod, and we can revisit that question.
Okay.
Has everyone seen it?
Yeah.
Of course, we're all men here.
We're all men here.
We're all grown men.
We're all grown. Of course we've seen it. Our balls dropped. Of course we've seen the Cinderella story.
Oh my god, there's just so much that's good about it.
Yeah.
You know what I want to rewatch is Ever After, which is also a version of Cinderella. Maybe I just really like the Cinderella story, like the actual story, not a Cinderella story,
Hey,
but the story of
Did you feel
Cinderella.
like you were Cinderella and you were waiting for your Prince Charming to come and take you into riches?
Away from my terrible, terrible past? I'm still waiting. We just went over this. You
That's
guys are
true,
part of
we
my
did
terrible
just
past.
go over that.
You are
You're-
my ugly stepsisters.
You are in a tower you created yourself.
I didn't necessarily make all of this tower myself.
Some breaks were yours. Not all of them. You're right. You're right.
In fact, all of these bricks are made from traumas.
Period. Happy Valentine. Happy pre-Valentine's Day.
Stacked cast.
Oh,
I glanced
It's a full
down
deck.
and my anus quivered from that stack
It's
cast.
stacked.
man,
then,
could you
this-
imagine being in a room with all we'll get to them, but in a room with all of them?
Your whole ready? Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't going to go that far, but my mind did go there. The mouth didn't say it, but the
I was
mind
like,
did see it.
I think there's only one person I would exclude from that mix. So, but we'll get to that in a second.
Because you feel threatened.
No.
There's a couple
No.
people. You know what? We'll discuss. We'll
We'll
TBD.
discuss that in a second.
TBD.
And this is just another rom-com for Ketzel to check off the list.
Which
Yes.
is one of the ones that I happen to actually see.
Well, I haven't seen so many rom-coms, and I love them so much. So this podcast is a good way to
actually see some.
Check that list. Check that list.
Check that list. Checking
Yeah.
it twice.
Punch that card. Stamp that card.
Stamp.
I thought
that.
you
Check
just
off
punched
that
that
list.
car.
Fuck that car. Please see also our Fast and Furious episode.
Also, Dahlia's not here.
I was gonna say, guys, we haven't mentioned Dolly's not here.
We killed her and ate her.
Again, Jesus Christ, how many times does one
She
enjoy?
turned into a car.
How many times can one enjoy such an exquisite meal?
As many times as one needs.
Man, I really want to watch the movie Fresh again.
I want to watch the
That was a
movie
good
The
movie.
Menu.
Her butt got removed. Remember
What?
that? They surgically removed her butt.
Oh, yeah.
I heard book.
I heard book too. That's why I was like,
Council can't read or talk. We're just coming to this
I said
conclusion.
butt.
I know. I heard book. That's why I was like, yo, what?
Still think there's something wrong with your mic, dude.
I don't think so. I think something wrong with my mouth.
I think there's something wrong with me as a person.
So check me.
I don't think it's technology. I think it's me.
And on that note,
Ketzel, what you know about this movie?
not much, fam. Apparently, the only thing I knew was I found out before recording, which is that Justin Long is in this.
My bad. That was on me.
I mean, I would have found out anyway. I don't know a single thing about this plot. Like zero.
Nice.
Nothing.
Excellent.
I have no
I will-
idea what it's about.
Root for your faves.
Okay.
That's it?
Yeah,
That's it.
I don't know.
Jack all be all.
Cute.
Justin Long is in
Cute.
this movie, and that's it.
Cute.
goofy
Rotten
ass.
Tomatoes
Cute.
scores. Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 41, audiences gave it a 59, and then Google users gave it a 77.
Is this one of the iconic ones? Like, what is with the scores?
Couldn't tell you.
It's just a rom-com. Honestly, it's just one of those
But is it one of the big
run-of-the-mill.
ones?
It was a big one.
I think it was a big one because I mean, look, you'll see the cast. Like it was big. I think. When was this? 2009.
Mm-hmm.
So this is kind of when rom-com started. Like, I mean, this was also the year of Iron Man, so that's when the comic book movie started to rise up. You know.
Rom-coms
Comic Book
really,
Nation, rise up.
There is an interesting thing of rom-coms dying down and action movies coming through.
Yeah. So I mean, I think this was like just people being tired of them.
Huh. Well, I
Just the
can
same.
see that from the scores.
Yeah.
Antonio, do you feel personally offended, attacked by
No,
this?
not in particular. Honestly, any of the movies that I like in this world are movies that I like in this world, and I care not what another person thinks.
But is it a good movie, though?
It's not one of the bad ones.
That's high praise.
I would say, just looking at these scores, I'm a little shocked because I feel like this is one of the better ones when it has like an ensemble cast. Because you have movies like Valentine's Day and New Year's Eve that also had like stacked cast.
I've never seen
that
either
were,
of those.
That were not great. So
Did Love Actually start was that like the first one to do these sort of stacked rom-com casts?
where it's like, well, you don't know anything about this movie, so I'm not gonna
All right.
say
That's
anything.
true.
But yeah, I mean, maybe. Alrighty, now we can get into
That stacked
actors.
ensemble of characters.
Antonio.
And
Who's
their
in this
actors.
movie?
Jennifer Goodwin of Once Upon a Time fame. I will find you.
Yep.
I will always find you. Justin Long, who is actually adorable,
Goofy.
But
I love Justin Long.
a really good scream queen. Scream king? Scream king.
He
Scream King. He's a
is.
scream-
He's a fantastic scream king. Was he? Oh, yes. I was like, I'm stupid. I was like, he was in something like recently. Barbarian.
Barbarian.
Duh.
Yeah.
So sorry. So sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Please don't come get me.
Get
But-
this guy.
Oh, I thought you were talking to Justin Long.
No. I was talking to Mother from Barbarian.
Mava.
Mother.
And then following Justin Long, Jennifer Aniston, who of that one show, I think, I don't know,
Nice one.
maybe.
Good one.
Followed by OG Daredevil, Ben Affleck.
That's his claim to fame, really.
Truly. And he was great as it. He truly was. Rocket Raccoon, Bradley Cooper.
Sorry. That man can
Jesus
get
Christ.
in me anytime. That's all.
Huh. Good to know.
Good. Noted. Anyway.
Noted. ScarJo, who I know you don't like her, Sky?
She's all right.
She's all right.
Definitely not one of my favorites, though.
Oh. I was actually literally, I sent you that. No, I sent you something that reminded me of Colin Yost. Is that his name? Colin Jost? Yost. Jost.
Colin Yoked.
I don't know. Yost. Yoasted with the sauce.
What?
Oh, you're pausing for
Was that
effect.
a sentence?
I don't know.
Yeah, I was like, did you finish what you were saying?
I thought you guys froze for a second. I was like...
But, no,
I don't like
Johansson.
Colin Jost. Jost? What is the fuck is his name? I don't like him.
Mr. Johansson.
I like him.
What part?
Why not?
What part do you like about him?
I don't know.
His looks?
I just don't like him.
Do you like how he looks,
Have
Antonio?
you seen any of the SNL, like, reposts or anything like that? Like, it's terrible what they put him through. They are setting him up to get killed, but it's hilarious. He always looks so apologetic. He looks so sad that he's reading this out because it's like this whole bit. But
Are you attracted to him?
past that, his better act, not particularly, but I do like that Scarlett Johansson, who looks like, just like someone who's just kind of like laissez-faire, blah 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 blah, is with this super funny, super quirky like white boy, and I'm just like, you know what? And he's not like insanely attractive, or anything, but he's cute,
I've never put that much thought into Colin Yost.
For some
Yost.
reason,
Jost.
See, I don't know now.
I don't know anymore.
I don't know. I don't know anymore. The Matrix is, fracturing right now at this exact second for me.
I used to have such a crush on Jimmy Fallon when he did Weekend Update when he was like young, and now he is looking tore up from the floor up. And he is personality-wise as well.
Jimmy Fallon?
Cocaine's a hell of a drug for us.
Oh my god.
Anyway.
That was so funny. Rip
my
Jimmy
God.
Fallon.
And then rounding out this cast is Jennifer Connelly, who I will never be able to look at the same again
After.
Yeah. We'll just leave it after.
Yeah.
After what?
Anyways. Q, what are your expectations for this movie?
In this movie? Like, something happens to her in this movie?
No.
No. What is it?
A Requiem
I
for a
can-
Dream.
Oh, yeah.
Requiem.
That's a good That's a good movie. That's a good movie.
There's someone who looks tore up from the floor at my guy.
Yeah.
They all be tore up
They
from
all-
the floor up.
You know who doesn't tore up from the floor up? I also had a crush on Seth Meyers when he was doing Weekend Update, and he'd still be looking good. That's what it is. That's what it's like to be on the right side of history. What are my expectations?
Thanks
well,
for
what do you
reeling
think of
yourself
this
back.
cast?
Oh, the cast? Oh my gosh. It's star-studded. It is stacked, Mom.
We're going to eat. Are you ready to eat?
We be eating.
We do be eating.
We be
except
eating
for-
tonight.
The person that I was like, I would exclude from this
I was like,
is
it was
Ben
Ben.
Affleck.
I was like, it's either Ben Affleck or Scarlett from what I saw. So I'm like, it could be either or.
Ben Affleck for sure. He can go get fucked.
What did he do recently again, other than marry J-Lo?
I don't know, but I love Jennifer Gardner.
Oh yeah, he did fuck her over.
And he fucked her over and was just a piece of shit. So I'm like, fuck you.
You know, I'm here.
And he also be looking tore up from the floor.
He be looking toward because
His
he's on the.
Dunkies.
He's on the wrong side of history. That's why.
With his Dunkies.
With his Dunkies. If you drink Dunkin' Donuts, you're on the wrong side of history.
You say as you drink Dunkin'.
Every morning. Me
oh
and
my
Ben
god,
Affleck and our
you are
Dunkies.
tore up from the floor up. You're
I've been-
still like, you're gallbladderless. They're already starting to tear you up.
Rest in peace, my sweet prince. I hardly knew him.
Only spent the first 28 years of your life with him.
I didn't know he existed, and then when he did, he was gone. And they wouldn't even let me see him.
You don't know what you got till it's gone.
Till it's causing you bodily harm.
Oh, I was going, they pave paradise. And there's a parking lot inside of you.
I'm excited to see 2009 Bradley Cooper and bust it open for that.
What are you? So is that your expectation? That's your only expectation?
Then I'm busting it open for Bradley Cooper. Yeah.
Ay.
Let me tell you why. Because I had, my expectations have been up and down because I thought, up, because if this made Antonio feel something, it must be good. But then the scores are kind of troubling, so I'm like, is this not even a good movie? But then I do feel a lot of lust, mostly.
I feel a lot of lust in this Chili's tonight.
So that's clouding most of this. So no expectations except that I do know I'm about to bust it open. And you guys are going to watch me.
And you guys are gonna watch me do it.
See you later.
Okay. Well, on that note, we're gonna go watch Ketzel bust it open.
We're going to watch this heart bust open.
Aww.
Aww.
What are you busting open, Sky? A cold one?
with the boys.
Perfect.
A cold one. Busting open a cold one with the boys.
Yep.
Bye.
Oh my god.
I want to chop off her legs.
She's got the zoomies. She always gets the zoomies in the tiniest rooms.
Dude, my pussy's about to get the zoomies. Ooh, Antonio closed his laptop. Ladies and gentlemen, and everyone else.
Just running.
I would like to formally apologize to friends and family that listen to this podcast.
Oh, Antonio didn't. He just closed the laptop. Oh, I got it. Oh my god. Okay. On that note, we out this bitch. Bye.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of Sit Down, Loser. We're watching a movie.
Join us next time. Bye, losers.
Oh, I
No
don't
plot
get to
point.
say nothing.
It's for the best.
And I'm Sky.
And today,
And I'm Antonio's top half.
I'm Antonio's top. And you're watching Disney Channel.
There's a lot going on right now. I don't know where I am.
Where are we?
Where are you?
I'm over here.
Oh, boy. Why can't you see me? Oh.
Wow. Triple layer meme. Who'd have thunk we could do it?
Sky.
It's too much.
Like, punch. Fucking combo, baby.
Finisher.
Ooh.
Fatality. flawless victory.
This goes on for another hour.
Ooh. Wow.
What a
Ketzel,
film.
what are your first thoughts? Your immediate reaction.
Antonio's cold open question makes a lot more sense now. I was like, why are you trying to therapize me?
Why are you trying to therapize this off?
Why are you trying to vaporize me?
Why are you trying to vaporize me? But now it makes sense.
The empty.
In a great upset, fuck Bradley Cooper, Ben Affleck, come get at this. Justin Long, you stay being goofy. I love your ass.
I love your goofy ass.
I love your goofy ass. I've been loving your goofy ass.
I've been in love with Justin Long since Jeepers Creeper.
Protect your peepers.
Jeepers Creepers.
Jeepers Creeper.
Jeeper Creeper.
Jeep creep.
Jeepimus Creepimus.
I love that Fantastic Beast.
I love that Harry Potter spell. Jeepimus Creepimus.
Oh my
Woo!
fucking god, we're never gonna get through this. Holy shit, I'm like crying again.
I would like the audience to know that we have recorded multiple episodes in a day, so get ready for the energy. You know what? So what's the complaint about the movie? that's my
I don't know.
reaction.
I actually
What's the
don't
criticism?
know. I don't know. I really
Who's
don't
to
know.
say?
Who's
If someone wants to sound off in the comments below.
I don't know, that's
what's
the-
exactly the problem with this film.
That's the first time I've ever seen those scores for this movie, so I don't know. But I think
To be
I think
so
it is,
wrong. You know,
Yeah,
I
I
could
think
never
it is-
fathom.
I think it's just the dying of rom-coms, to be honest. I think that's really what it is. And the rise
So
of Marvel.
it's really
Rom-coms
society is the
died so
problem.
Marvel could live.
You know, that's a goddamn shame.
They're coming back though.
They are coming back, and they're coming back stronger than ever.
You know what movie I was thinking of? Like, when I think of this movie, I also think of How to Be Single.
Thank you, because also, like...
And I
That
also want to rewatch that, and I had started it a while ago. I love that movie.
Honestly, there are certain parts, like the whole dynamic between two characters reminds me of the dynamic of another two characters. And I wanted to touch base on that. Thank you for bringing it up. So Drew Barrymore is a producer of this movie, as well as How to Be Single.
Oh, really? Because I saw it in the credits on this one. I was like, oh, she produced this movie.
That's one of the reasons why she's
That
like
makes sense.
in it. And honestly, I had thought, but I was wrong. It must have been Reese Witherspoon. Penelope. I had thought she was... another one. It's another one that makes me believe in love.
That's a good one.
With Christina Ricci.
Yeah.
That's a good flick. James McAvoy. Arf, arf.
You know I love me some fucking Christina Ricci.
Love Christina
Yeah.
Ricci. But yeah, that makes a lot of sense then. Why this movie and How to Be Single feel so similar. I love different plot lines that intertwine. I love that shit.
I love it.
I love that shit.
So
Just like Game of Thrones.
this is
Just
so
like Game of Thrones.
This movie just as complex.
maybe more so.
Maybe.
Maybe.
But so I guess she's been executive producer for a number of movies. So Never Been Kissed, Charlie's Angels, Donnie Darko, Charlie's Angels Full Throttle. I'm gonna skip over some of them, but She's Just Not That Into You, Whip It, which is that roller derby one, I think. Is
That was
it roller
actually a good
derby?
movie.
I haven't
Yeah.
seen it. Charlie's Angels,
Say
2011.
Charlie's Angels one more time. Anyway, so it's a damn shame that Dolly is not here for this, but I think this podcast is making me like Drew Barrymore, like in more ways than one.
I'm grateful.
I think I kind of.
I never disliked her. I just said I didn't find her attractive in The Wedding Singer, and I got
here's the thing.
attacked.
No,
So-
and I did too. Hey, I was in that grave with you. They threw me on top of you.
You were pushing me on
also-
the front lines. 'Cause you're like, yeah, you tell him.
Get him. I feel like The Wedding Singer was just not it, and like most other things she's in is not it. But every now and then I catch her in the right light, and more often.
I
than
honestly,
used to, you know?
I'm gonna let's circle back to that when we get to 51st Dates, and I'm gonna be like, yo, The Wedding Singer, not that great.
Well, that's
I love
your
The
own
Wedding
opinion.
Singer.
I love The Wedding Singer. I just alls I said, and I liked her in The Wedding Singer too. Alls I said is I didn't find her
The
that
haircut was
attractive.
not it.
It was the
haircut
fucking
was not it.
haircut. It was not it. Anyway, we're not gonna go back to that. I already said my piece. I'm just saying.
Hey, I know Antonio would. Would you smash Justin Long?
Me?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude. He's so cute. I love his goofy little ass too.
I love his goofy ass.
I was so excited to see him in Barbarian, and then I was like, ooh.
And then
But he stays playing assholes.
He beat Agent well.
He really do.
You know why? Because he's on the right side of history.
Keanu Reeves, Justin Long. Maybe that's how he gets his asshole out. Is he plays asshole character so he can just kind of like get it out.
Yeah.
But
But he's not like that IRL.
yeah.
I'm so glad we overlap on our love for Justin Long and James Branson, and those are the only two places thus far.
I mean, maybe some Ben Affleck now.
No, I'm out on that one.
Hey, Antonio, you and me, baby boy.
Yeah, you guys could have your Dunkies together.
Dunkies.
Coffee is
donuts.
coffee.
Love is love.
Okay.
Antonio, I feel it's only correct that you take us through this journey.
Yeah, take it away, Antonio. Also, this is once again copy and pasted from Wikipedia, but it is broken up by storyline, which I think is kind of nice.
I do too.
I was gonna say I'm surprised Antonio didn't edit this as we were watching.
I was too busy
He
actually
was
watching it.
And playing
Like-
a little Pokemon Go on the side.
Oh, come on now. We all got a side gig. So, hey, Antonio, how much money do you make on Pokemon?
I was like, we all gotta make some money on the side.
Man, I wish. Ooh, need that side
Ooh,
hustle. Anyways, so
We start hooking.
Do you want to do it that way? Or
I like that the summary is broken up by like the whatchamacallit,
storylines?
how they're intertwined. Yeah, the storylines.
Yeah.
And I think that's just easiest to talk about who's in what. So aside from the opening of this movie, which just goes to narrate how it all starts and the problem with how females perceive relationships in this movie, at least, about how negging basically, or any sort of like negative interaction should be interpreted as, oh, he really likes you. And that's it. That's the problem. It's a lack of communication. And
That part.
following through with that, we see Gigi. She's living her bestest life, just trying to find her mans out in Baltimore. And
This is Jennifer, by the way.
Jennifer
Hi,
Goodwin,
Jennifer
who
Goodwin.
plays Gigi. And
All right, there's multiple Jennifers.
what's funny is I actually was, when I was glancing at the IMDb page for trivia for a hot second, she's like named after, I think, a blanket and something else. Like the character's name. I was like, what? You guys can look that up on IMDb if you are so inclined.
Nah.
Those of you who are listening.
Oh.
Not you, dumb bitch.
So she
You're like,
starts
"No."
out with her one and only interaction with another character named Connor, and who is played by who is he played by?
Kevin Connolly. Oh, that's Kevin Connolly.
Who's
Oh, I've
Kevin?
seen him. That's Kevin Connolly.
I know that face.
That's a Kevin Connolly. I'm related to Jennifer Connolly.
Unrelated.
Wait, her name's not Jennifer. Her name is Jennifer.
Wait, there's 3 Jennifers?
There's 3 Jennifers in this movie.
Who's number 3?
Jennifer
Jennifer
Aniston.
Connolly,
Oh my God.
Jennifer Aniston, Jennifer Goodwin.
I forgot about Miss Aniston. I really shouldn't, because I'm finding out that I think I really like her characters aside from the one.
Yeah. You know,
Yeah.
I spent a long time not liking her because of that show. And I realized that was not the move.
Yeah.
You know, we can't. It turns out she's been in really good stuff.
She really
She has been. She's like, you know how I feel about comedy and how cringy I think it can be. She's fantastic in Horrible Bosses.
Oh, God, she's so good. In Horrible Bosses.
She's so good.
God, I love that movie.
Uh,
Both of them.
They are good movies, honestly. I am willing to like sit in the room with anyone who wants to watch them.
By anyone, you mean Sky?
Yeah, the only person in the world. I feel like Sky's
I'm the only person that loves Horrible Bosses too.
I like it too. I think we were the only three that were like, yeah, it's a good flick.
It's funny. I don't know what to tell you.
It's good flim. So after her date, Gigi gets obsessed with Connor, and she crosses paths with Connor's friend, Alex, played by Justin.
Arf, arf.
Justin Long. Lustin Wrong. Justin Long.
Well, if Lustin is wrong, I don't want to be right.
And so as the movie progresses and all this stuff happens, Alex takes on this like kind of like almost older brother mentor role for
Like,
Gigi,
yeah,
and just
mentor.
telling her how it really is. Basically, this boy is the reason why this movie is called He's Just Not That Into You. He's telling Gigi he's not into you. Look, he didn't tell you when he was going to call, or he didn't actually call. Give up. He's not that into you. And she's like, okay. And he uses a whole bunch of analogies or like idioms, basically saying you are the rule. You are not the exception. All these stories you hear about your friends and everything like that, those are them. They're lucky, but don't expect your like life to be like that. Just move on.
If he wants
it
to
progresses-
date you, he'll make it happen.
Right.
Is what he says.
I like wrote down because Gigi's such like a romantic and like she's so obsessive about it. Like I wrote down something that like I've also heard Nicole Byers say, which is if he wanted to call, he would. And then that's all Justin Long character said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, which is true.
It is
You're
true.
not wrong.
Right? If people want to make a connection happen, they'll make it happen.
They'll make it happen.
And so eventually Gigi takes all this knowledge and then twists it the wrong way in her head, and she gets in her head that Alex, I wanted to say Justin so bad, that Alex is into her, and that's when things kind of get like flip the script, and he's like, no, you haven't been listening, you know, this is what I told you, and if this was going to happen, I would have already made it happen. So eventually Gigi finally grows up, and she's just like, okay, I'm going to live my best life. She goes out with Alex's friend who was real. He was what she thought was a fictitious character in her head, and is like, oh, okay, cool. I'll see this guy again. And in what is the best scene of this movie, Alex has come to realize that he does in fact like Gigi. He likes spending time with her and talking to her, you know, at this party. He like rejects her, and then he starts to realize after she calls him out on his bullshit, he does kind of like her. And so he gets obsessive, and in like the penultimate scene, he finally tells Gigi, you are the exception. And so
And we all cried.
and we all
Only
cried.
exception.
Man, what a fantastic time. Honestly,
I would have taken a whole movie of these two.
Oh, you did take a whole movie of these two plus some.
I would have taken. I like Jennifer Aniston and Ben Affleck's bit. I did enjoy that. I thought it was very realistic. But no, I mean just these two. I could have just taken these two because they were my favorite storyline.
Oh yeah. So this movie is just like, you know, not all love is great, you know.
But this love.
But that
This
one,
love?
that one, which was the most
Bro.
probably unrealistic, of all things, probably.
It was the most.
Get me every time.
It was the most rom-com because it was like it. I wouldn't say it was enemies to lovers, but it was along that line. It told
was
that line.
Strangers to
Finding
friends
love where you least
to
expect
lovers.
Yeah,
It's slow
And then
burn.
eat
That was like
shit up
slow burn.
every
I
day.
It's
fucking
slow
love slow
burn.
burn.
Slow burn.
It's a slow burn.
That's what it is.
Let me tell you, when she was being rejected, my heart fucking hurt. Like, my chest felt tight. I was like, oh. When she's going off on him, I'm like, oh, Jesus.
And she's like,
Oh, God.
my God.
And Antonio was like, it's so sad.
It's so sad. This hurts.
It's so sad.
Oh my
This
God.
is,
She's like, whatchamacallit? It's not one of my favorite. Well, I think it is probably one of my favorite quotes aside from the "You are the exception," or "You are my exception." Aside from that,
It's so good.
and oof, if there's like a stupid quote to get tattooed, I'd get that tattooed on me. But she says, "I'm a lot closer to finding love than you." I'm like, "You're wrong. You're so wrong. You're at the same point. You're both gonna find love at the same time, you idiots." Because I love this movie. I actually really enjoy this movie.
Would you say they're your favorite storyline, or is there another?
They're definitely my favorite story. Well, they're my favorite storyline for sure. I think that's intended, honestly, for like film
Well,
craft.
because at first I was like, I can't stand Gigi, but then I got so enamored by her, and I think if I was just given a film with spending more time with her, and we spent a lot of time with her, but like I would have been enamored a lot quicker because I feel like I spent a good bit being like, and then I fell in. But that's how fucking rom-coms get me, because this is the most unrealistic one, and yet this is the one.
This is the one where you're like, I'm gonna eat this shit up.
This is the one that
And
makes
that's
you
why.
believe love is real.
But the thing is, like, Justin Long is right. Most of the times there's very few exceptions, but then they went ahead and went against what he said, and I still ate that shit up.
Oh yeah,
still like that shit
100%.
up.
That's the problem with
yes.
love. That's the problem with love.
rom-coms. That's the problem with rom-coms, and that's why I avoid them. But when I do see one, I'm like, ooh, you got me, gal.
You got me.
again.
This is
You
my
got
life.
me good.
One day I'm gonna have some epic love story.
The one thing I also really love about this one is the whole pen thing. I love that, like, when they meet, essentially, it's like when she does that, you're like, woof. But then when he comes and does it, you're like, God damn it. It's so good. It's such a good callback.
We love a
They're
good
just
callback.
good.
If there's
We love
one
a
thing we
callback.
love on this podcast, it is a callback.
Callback. And it's just so good.
It's so good. God, Justin Long.
And the
is
song,
BS.
I mean, we can talk about, the soundtrack
The
at
song.
the end. But
Oh
the
my God,
song,
100%.
I mean, come
The
on.
songs.
The songs, because there was a
But like,
couple good songs in this movie.
only some are always only we know by Keen. It's pretty good.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I don't know. It just also.
I love Keen.
It's such a good song, and also like how it plays some of the lyrics, and then it stops, and the music's just building as they're talking to each other, and you're like, oh God! And then when they kiss, and then
sobbing.
it resumes, you're like, ah! It just so
You
good.
can't see me, but I'm just shaking my fist. I'm in love. I screamed during this movie because I'm like, fucking, I'm Dolly right now.
This is what is this what Dahlia feels like all the time? She feels so strongly.
This storyline is like one of the ones where you're like, love is real. Love is love. I love love. It's just so good. I love it. I really do. It is one of my favorites.
I love
It's
this
not
one.
my favorite
10 out
one,
of 10.
but it is.
We'll rate them. I say 10 out of 10 for this one.
Yeah. No. For
Oh
sure.
yeah. Yeah.
sure.
10 out of 10.
Gigi and Alex, I wish you well.
I wish you well. I
Mazel
wish you
tov.
hell.
Mazel tov.
Now,
Oof.
go on.
All right.
These
the next
motherfuckers.
one.
All right. So this is how it ties into like Gigi's like friends. Gigi's friend, Janine, is married to Ben.
Who is?
This is Bradley Cooper.
And Jennifer
Is
Connelly.
Ben. Yes.
Is Janine.
And Ben is revealed to have met this girl just in like, a meet cute at the checkout at a grocery store, by the name of Anna, played by Scarlett Johansson, who's this really cool, hip, yoga instructor girl who wants to sing for a living, you know, just all those things that, you know, just looking for her breakthrough. Ben starts to like realize some things about his marriage and goes through this thing where like, am I allowed to have friends? And Anna's not exactly the most, you know, measured human being, or, you know, she's not helpful at all in the capacity of like, you know, oh, you're
well,
married.
her friends are encouraging her. Drew Barrymore specifically encouraged her
Mm-hmm.
to be like, maybe he will. Maybe you
he
are
will.
the love of his life.
Maybe, you know, I know a guy, you know, who divorced his wife and he married this woman, the love of his life, and they've been
Again,
married now for
exception.
42. Exactly. Which is why you just gotta be smart in life and just go through life like you are the rule, not the exception, until you're the exception. How you're supposed to know?
Until Justin Long appears at your door and you're like, ah,
Justin
With a
Long with a
pen.
pen.
say no more.
And so Anna and Ben start this torrid affair, and Janine is just living her best life. They're going through construction renovation on their home, you know, but she's starting to see cracks in the marriage herself. She starts to notice, oh, there's smoking going on in my home. She blames the workers, and so does Ben. And she just starts to see things, and Ben finally just comes out and says that I had an affair. I slept with someone.
At Home Depot.
At home- yeah,
let's
thank
make
you.
it-
In the
Thank
Home
you.
Depot.
At the Home Depot. This would never happen at Lowe's.
I believe it. I believe it. Home Depot, problematic. Red flag. Do not sponsor.
Oh, maybe sponsor us.
No. I love
What?
Lowe's. I love their YouTube channel. There's that guy that did The Wall. Ugh, it's a great series on YouTube.
Okay.
Okay. You have us tied up and you're telling us this.
And you have duct tape over her mouth and you have a knife. You're like, they have a really great YouTube channel. And
They
we're just
do.
like,
Okay.
All right. Mm-hmm. Here's the insane thing. Janine is just so level-headed about everything. She's like, or Ben thinks that he's supposed to move out immediately. They're supposed to just split. And she's like, you don't want to fix this.
well, that's
but
because you got to
he's
say
a
what you
terrible-
mean. He didn't want it
he's a
to
terrible
work.
community. He didn't want it to work, but didn't tell her. Because she's
He
like,
lied.
is that what you want? And he's a liar.
Liar!
Even though Ben and Janine are supposed to, you know, what is this? What's the word? Even though
Stop.
Ben and Janine are supposed to reconcile their marriage,
Yeah.
basically reconnect and everything like that, he's still trying to help Anna out with her career and still kind of messes around with her. And it culminates in this super ugly scene. It's just vile, in which they're at his office and Janine comes to visit because she's having a breakdown and she's like, we don't have sex. You know what? I'm gonna be crazy. I'm gonna take a personal day and I'm gonna go get some sugar from my man. And
You
Stop the
paint
podcast.
such a picture with words. I love that. You're a modern
I'm
poet.
gonna go get some nookie from mine.
let me go get some cookies. Let me go get my cookies. So Anna is thrust into the closet and she's subjected to having to listen to her whatchamacall,
Lover.
her lover while he has sex with his wife. And it's just so ugly, and it just goes to show what a piece of shit men are.
Yeah.
It's awful. You know, every time you guys say men aren't shit or men ain't shit, I'm just like, whatever. But
And then you watch this movie and you're like, damn.
I understand. I
fucking are
understand
right.
everything now.
men ain't shit. Also, in a couple of other scenes, men ain't shit.
I don't have the breath to analyze this fucking side plot because I truly, it is outstanding the amount of audacity fucking Ben has. Bradley Cooper, if I see you on the street, I will suck your dick, but I am going to punch you afterwards.
Oof. Afterwards, Anna, disgusted with him, just cuts off all ties. And Janine, after her hot afternoon with her husband, goes home and finds out he was the one smoking. Calls him a piece of shit. Culminates in her like final breakdown, smashes a mirror, and decides, I'm out. I'm going to move somewhere else, and I'm just going to start all over again. And good on her. She's just so level-headed, though, and, like, she says she trapped him into marriage. He says he trapped her into marriage, and it's just like, he's a weak-willed motherfucker. And you know what? Say what you mean. Say it.
I would have set him on fire.
Cut off his dick.
She was so level. I would have set them on fucking fire, and y'all would have lit the match.
Yep.
This one's rough. This really just does.
Maybe
that's why people must hate this movie because of that. Like, you know, it's just too realistic. It's like literally the most realistic part.
I
of
don't
this
think that's
movie.
a criticism.
I don't think that's a criticism.
If I look up Rotten Tomatoes, they're not gonna say it was too realistic. I couldn't handle it.
They would probably fucking hate that. But I honestly, I'm just like, ugh. This is the most realistic part of like this whole movie. And it's just like,
Rating?
Rating?
For the plot line?
Yeah.
For the plot line?
0 out of 10, 1 out of 10. It was just so, and like
my heart goes anywhere from 2 to 6.
The thing that really irritated me was when before she goes to the office to like spice things up, how she's blaming herself and all of this and shit, and I'm just like, we really make excuses for the most crusty ass men, and I don't understand.
We make excuses for people we love. It's a mistake. It's
so sad though, because it's like, and he like that. The other scene too that made me angry was like when he was gaslighting her about the cigarettes.
The cigarettes? Oh my god!
I was just
insane.
Like, bro. And also to mention, she was mad about the cigarettes because she asked him to quit because her dad died of lung cancer.
Right?
Like, I can't.
And then she calls him.
this plot line really, I'm like, I hate men.
It's upset. It's so fucking upsetting.
It's so upsetting.
Because she comes right. He like confesses, and like that. The big weight is off the chest, dude. Like, you just told her that you cheated on her and you slept with someone else. Now
that
she's
too,
like,
I'm like,
is it
dude,
you smoking? And like, you can just tell the truth and like, you know, just be absolved of all like, you know, lies sort of situation and just stop lying at that point. And he continues to be like, no, it's not me smoking. And like, what the fuck? Why? For what? Yeah. What was the reason?
What was the reason?
Ugh. Honestly,
this was a 0 out of 10 for how it made me feel, but a 10 out of 10 for realism.
Yeah.
I want to go with 6 out of 10 for the plot line as itself, like, you know, being integral to the movie. It's terrible. It's a terrible time, but it's still it's kind of necessary, I think.
I just wanted to live in Gigi and Alex's world the whole time.
Tell me about it. Fuck.
When I was in this shit, I was like, no, take me back.
So it's funny though, because in the very beginning when you were like, arf, arf, I was like, not for long.
Y'all knew. Y'all let me bark. You let me bark.
You did it to yourself. You're like, fuck.
You had to find out yourself.
You have to go through this movie by yourself, and you know.
Begrudgingly getting on my knees for Ben Affleck after all.
Well, that's a personal choice.
And, hey, that's a cross I have to bear.
Perfect.
You know, we were all chosen for a reason.
Awful time.
Anyway, now that we got that one out of the way.
Woof. So thankful.
Plot number 3.
Back to all the other fun ones. Plot number 3 brings Connor, Anna again, and Mary. Connor, who is the original date that Gigi went out with, is in love with Anna, the yoga instructor, and they have this like previous sexual relationship, but like actual intimacy and emotional maturity thing going on that just isn't meshing well. And even though Connor wants to spend the rest of his life with Anna, Anna is still, pursuing her
like
flight
a
of fancy. I'm gonna be a
FWB.
singer.
Yeah,
Like
this is a
if that. It's not even like an FW. He's like, we're not sleeping together. They have like a whole like micro.
Well, I
scene
guess
with
it kind
the
of
case.
was at one point.
It was, and it turned to this weird
Thing.
situation.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a situationship. There we go. So it's a situationship. On top of that, Anna is friends with Mary, who played by Drew Barrymore.
And encouraged the whole nonsense.
Encourage
say.
the nonsense between Anna and Ben.
The nonsense.
It's oof. Connor is buying ad space from Mary's paper, which is an LGBT paper in Baltimore, and he's basically just trying to be realtor for the gays of Baltimore.
Gay for pay, if you will.
As Anna's like relationship with Ben deteriorates, she kind of leaps back into this like situationship with Connor, and eventually he like does the big thing where like, hey, I want to buy a house, but I don't want to buy it unless I know at some point down the line you see yourself living here with me. Anna, in her probably most mature moment, says, no, I don't think I can. And Connor is like, okay. Eventually, Connor and Mary actually meet for the first time in face-to-face in a very like small scene, and he's like, oh my god, it's you. And she's like, oh my god, it's you. And they hit it off, and and they end up together, which is the most like tiny storyline for those two, but they just had a good business relationship and they turned into like an actual relationship. Oh,
Powered by gays.
Yep.
powered by the gays.
I'm so mad at Drew for what happened.
Yeah, it's just not a good look.
I love Drew because I think she had the funniest like storyline. Like I think like her workspace friends were really funny, and then she was funny. I thought I liked that for that, but I was mad at her for encouraging the nonsense, and then I was mad at him for being fucking wild and almost buying a house with this girl whose last name he probably doesn't know.
I don't even know her last name.
That's a 5 out of 10 for me, dog.
It is a 5 out of 10. That
Yeah. I would say it's like
that sounds right.
smack dab in the middle. It's not bad. It's not great.
It just
there.
adds to the ambiance. And
good,
lastly, Gigi, Janine, and actually it's just Gigi and Janine's
That's it.
coworker. I don't know why I was fucking thinking that there's 4 of them in that
UB and
office.
Dupree.
Stop.
Gigi and
Dude,
Janine's,
have you even seen that fucking movie? I think I ask you that every time.
I have not.
I've never seen it
I
either.
have not. I know Owen Wilson's in it.
Oh.
And he's Dupree,
Wow.
right?
I don't know.
I don't know. I actually don't know that. Anyway, go ahead. Go ahead, Antonelle.
Gigi and Janine's
Antonopoli?
coworker Beth lives with or Beth is Jennifer Aniston. Lives with her longtime boyfriend, basically like domestic marriage partner, Neil, played by our good sis Ben Affleck. And while they're happy, Beth is
Not mine.
still
Hi, sis.
Not my good sis.
Beth is still a proponent.
You
and
don't even know
believer.
what he did.
Whatever he did, I'm on Jennifer Aniston. Or not Jennifer Aniston. Jennifer Gardner. There's too many Jennifers.
There's too many Jennifers.
There's too many Jennifers. Jennifer
Oops, too
Gardner's.
many Jennifer. Oops,
Jennifer-
all Jennifers.
I'm on any Jennifer side. Actually, no, that's not true. I take that statement back.
For that, we have Jennifer Coolidge, though.
And that, I'm always on her side.
I'm on her side before I'm on your guys' side, honestly.
T.
They've been together for 7 years. And while
time.
Beth is a big believer and proponent of marriage, Neil is like, I don't think it's necessary. I don't think that, like, I need to spend $45 to declare that, you know, I love you. You don't do that same thing with your friends. And I think we could just be happy until the end of time together without being married.
Remember when I said that I would do that and you said I'm broke?
I'm poor.
I grew up poor.
I'm still poor.
I grew up and maintained poor.
Ketzel, would you
I
get a
maintain my
friendship
poorness.
certificate with me for $45?
No, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Where?
Say when.
Say when. Do I get a gift card with that? Do I get a coupon?
Do I get a $50 gift card? Do I get a $50 Amazon Toys R Us?
I'll take a fucking Dairy Queen gift card, bro.
I'm so sorry, Antonio. Go on.
You would. What about whatever? You know, I'm not gonna get into it. Go on.
And so Beth, after hearing Gigi's words of wisdom, or Alex's words of wisdom via Gigi, realizes Neil is never going to marry her, and so she decides this isn't going to work out. If you don't think it's important to me to be married, or if you don't value the fact that I want to be married, you know, I don't think we should be together. And so Beth is now re-navigating being a single life while her little sister is getting married and has to put up with jokes from cousins and weirdos.
The most nasty cousins.
The most nasty incestuous incest is so hot right now.
They just be doing the mostest. It's so vile. While she's her dad's favorite, her dad suffers a heart attack.
At the actual wedding.
At the actual wedding. And
what a downer.
Yeah, right? This is a real quick party pooper. After the heart attack, there's just the lens of how shitty her sister's husbands are. And Neil, who has been living on his boat and hanging out with his friend Ben. Yeah.
Bradley Cooper.
Yeah, Bradley Cooper.
That piece of shit.
I never would see him again.
If I ever see him again. If you never see me again. Anyways, Neil.
Here's Wonderwall.
Neil comes in to help at the house, and Beth realizes he's right. You know, my partnership with him is worth so much more than than my sister's marriage is to their husbands, and those men ain't shit either. Neil's like the only man who isn't a piece of shit. As much as we love Justin Long, Neil's the only one who's like a good person. Like, there are parts in the movie where he's like, I'm hanging this painting, like you asked me. I know it's like 2 weeks later, but I'm
He's
getting
like,
around to
it.
I'm doing it. So reconciling her partnership with Neil, she has her stipulations. She's like, you gotta let me eat these wheat thins in bed. All right.
Get rid of them damn pants.
We gotta get rid of these pants. And Neil, in a silly, goofy, playful mood, brings the pants in, and she's like, you can't do this. You just won a big battle.
You can't keep getting away with this.
You can't get away with this. And in a silly, goofy proposal mood, he hides the ring because he realizes that she is also right. And he's like, I need you to be happy in order for me to even have a shot at being happy. And that's just like moment number
cried.
fucking 4
and then we
of
cried
this movie
again.
that I'm just like, I'm feeling things. And so they get married and
on the boat.
On the boat at sea. And in like a post-credit scene, they're like they're gonna move. Not that they're married. They're gonna move away from her sisters because they hate them. But how do we feel about Beth?
I like Beth.
I do too. Do you think she was in the wrong to like really think that like, you know, I honestly like their storyline is like, I like it. It's really good. It's like right up there with realism, but it's still sweet at the end. Like,
it's my favorite one. That's why I was like, I like Alex and Gigi, but this one's my favorite one. Even though I fucking hate Ben Affleck, I love this one. I think it's so sweet. Especially like, you know, when he's in the kitchen cleaning and she like sees him. I cry every time. It just gets me.
It's so especially because it's built up how shitty the other men are.
Mm-hmm. It's acts of service are so really, you know, important.
That's your love language, acts of service.
Mm-hmm.
And he did that. He did that damn thing. And then she like tears up when she sees that, and I'm like, damn girl. I think it's very realistic.
Mm-hmm.
I do too. I was just like, you know, he was like, I don't really believe in marriage.
Because, you know, back to your old cold open about like before marrying someone, you guys should probably be on the same page about marriage to begin with. And they weren't, and you know, and maybe they could have talked about it more because she never really told him how much that meant to her. And she just kind of left him. So I don't think she was in the wrong to like want marriage. Just maybe the approach is not great because
maybe
he was
just
stick
like
by her.
Yeah.
If he realized how much it would make her happy, he would have said okay earlier.
Yeah. It's just that lack of
10 out of 10.
communication. Yeah, 10 out of 10.
For this one.
10 out of 10.
Love it. It's my favorite one.
Especially like, you know, it's important. I'm realizing to me that you also respect my family, and he was respecting the dad and all that, and I'm like, you got it, Ben Affleck.
And he was like even cool, like he's like, I got the stuff your dad likes, but I also got healthy stuff too. And he's like, I'm gonna fight you on some things, but like I see what you're saying, I'm gonna take it in, you know.
Perfect.
He's a really responsive
so
he's just a really responsive character. He's just
a caring
so,
man.
He is. He's so caring.
Also, like going back to like because Ben and Neil are friends. So when Ben goes to check on him when he's living on the boat after they've separated, when they're talking about like marriage or whatever, and he's just like, I just know I just want to be with Beth. That's all I know. I'm just like,
that's so dopey and stupid of you.
it is. It's so sweet.
You're the realest bitch out here. You're the realest bitch of the sea.
Meanwhile, Ben's like, what?
He's like,
am I the villain?
Yeah.
Is it me? Am I the problem?
Yeah, literally.
Hi, it's me.
Ketzel, was this worth a watch?
Yeah, for sure, bro.
For sure.
For sure,
So-
bro.
I love it's so funny to me that watching Fast and Furious, I was like, but for this I get my bro out. I'm like, fuck yeah, bro, this is great, dude. This movie, here's the thing. I have yet to come across a rom-com I didn't like. And like I said, this is why I avoid them, because I fucking see shit like this and I'm like, when are you could just manifest in my living room this perfect person and we're gonna fall in love. And they just give me such unrealistic expectations of love, but goddamn, I eat that shit up. So yeah, fuck, love this, love it. I honestly would recommend you watch this simply for like, I don't know, I didn't feel too corny. There's like half of this is very like realistic depictions of relationships, real problems.
Yeah.
This is, I kind of want to say it's less rom-com and more just a romantic movie. It's a movie about romance in general. There's not as much like comedy as, you know, some movies like, you know, The Wedding Singer or others.
Yeah, I mean, like the corniest character was like Gigi, right? But that was also part of her
no,
charm.
the corniest characters were the gays.
Yeah.
That's true.
Connor was also pretty fucking corny. Like, Connor is someone's man, but not mine.
Connor's unfortunately a man that exists.
Yeah, I was gonna say there
Many
are
men.
Connors out there.
Connor is
Connors
a
out there.
pick-me boy. Is that what we?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
He's a pick-me boy.
Connor's he's a Connor.
He's Connor.
He's Connor with one N. It amuses me that this is why this rom-com over all others, Antonio.
Why this one? Did you not fucking
Like,
pay attention?
No. I understand that, but did it get you at like a vulnerable age? Like, what happened?
My entire life
Or
is
was
a
it
vulnerable age. I'm truly always vulnerable. No, honestly,
You know what? You're right. I did watch this, so I understand.
There are, there are so many like heart-panging moments in this movie that you're just like, ooh, ooh, ah, my heart, it hurts. No, don't go.
This is why Fast and Furious wasn't for us. Because we see this and we're like 10 out of 10.
And then for Fast and Furious, we're like, we don't like cars, actually.
I don't understand what they're saying.
What's a 10-second car, guys?
I was gonna say I was about to say 10-mile car, but that wasn't right. Thank you, Antonio.
Hot gas, solid gas? Solid cast. Solid
Yeah.
cast.
Smash.
Everyone
Period.
Smash,
does the
except
work.
for Ben Affleck. He can
I'd
get
smash you.
Nope.
We can
The
get fucked over
character,
here.
sure, but the person, no. Ben Affleck, you can go fuck yourself.
You can come fuck me.
You can definitely do that
Antonio, would
with
you
your
fuck Ben Affleck?
donkeys. With donkeys in hand. One hand on a titty, one hand on a donkey.
I don't think so.
One hand on the donkey, the other one gripping your thigh.
What is this, fucking Avatar? This is how we have sex. One hand on the donkey.
Instead of tails, it's donkeys.
Donkey to donkey. Dust to dust.
I hate you, Ben Affleck.
All right.
That's
To the
that's
brand.
right on that.
Let's get that soundtrack and score talked about because fuck. I already said
Great
this.
soundtrack.
So
Great record.
the playlist
Right,
is basically
right.
just like songs that would play in like that like culminating love scene sort of situation where like, oh, they're confessing their love, or like it's the last scene where you see that, you know, oh, their end game sort of situation.
What would be your song that your culminating love moment comes? Like, what would play for you guys?
Ketzel, do you have one? Is that why you're
Say no more. Cloud Busting by Kate Bush, which Palm Springs took from me, but it was very good, and God bless him for using it. Great film, by the way. Go watch it. We're talking
You
rom-coms.
want to talk about rom-coms?
Ooh, Lordy, but Cloud Busting?
Love that movie. I know we're talking about songs, but let me talk about this for a second. I love that movie, and that's one of the movies I can watch once, and I'll be like, I can watch this again right after. It's so
It's a good fucking flick.
I forget every single song I know when you ask questions like that.
And why is it Down with the Sickness?
It's Twisted Transistor by Korn.
You guys finally kissed the love of your life, and you're what?
I want to say it's Instant Crush.
By Daft Punk?
There's also a cover by Cage the Elephant, and I like them both. Like, in my head, I like the
That's
beat.
good. That's a really cute one. I love I haven't heard the Cage the Elephant, but I love that song. And it's such a sweet.
I'm going to
beat
share this
and
playlist
tune.
when this fucking episode finally gets to air. I'm going to send it to y'all.
To Instagram?
Yeah.
Wait, are you gonna share it with us now or when the episode
Yeah,
comes
you
out?
can share.
You're gonna
can
wait
share
till
the-
January?
No, I'm sharing it with you
The
guys
public
now.
gets
Okay.
it later.
Oh, gotcha. I was like, I would like to see this
Um,
playlist. I love songs.
Instant Crush makes me yearn. That's a good one.
That's okay. That's a really good way of putting it.
Mine, I don't know. I think either Everywhere by Fleetwood Mac
Mm.
or Lovely Day by Bill. What is his name? Bill Withers. I love that.
Costume design, set design, location.
We can already talk about how horrendous some of that costume design was.
Horrendous.
Oh my god, it was just so cringe.
I think this is the only time I'll say horrendous.
Very early 2000s.
So early 2000. What is this? 2009?
Yeah.
Right? What's hilarious about this though is like this movie is super dated. You give this to like a Gen Zer right now, dude, they didn't have to deal with Blackberries, or we barely had to deal with Blackberries. Flip phones, or the fact that there was, a phone, like voicemail. Like voicemail's a thing, guys.
Home phones. Landlines.
Oh my god. Landlines having to be plugged in.
LeBron James. It got me. Anyway, I will say Drew Barrymore talking about, like, they're all dated forms of finding people, but her little monologue about how hard it is to find people can be applied to the Tinders, the Hinges, the Bumbles. It's just different things now.
Yeah, it's a different struggle.
Yeah. Like, she's still struggling to meet someone organically is what she was complaining about. Makes sense.
Oh, that's true.
Favorite quotes, folks?
I said mine because they're poignant moments for me.
I mean, "You're my exception" is the big quote that you love.
You are my exception. Like, it's fucking stupid, but I'd get that tattooed on me.
The one where the blonde girl, Busy Phillips, which is one of the hookups with Justin Long's character,
the hostess.
Then Gigi comes in and she's like, "Oh, I'm meeting a guy." And she's like, "Why?"
That one was good.
Like, yeah,
That's
I'm like, good stuff. I'm like, good, fair point. And then Drew Barrymore's storyline where she's listening to the voicemail of the guy, of like the musician who's singing for her. And he leaves the voicemail singing, and her gay friend's like, "I just got hard." I'm like, that's me. Those were my two favorite quotes.
Anyway, Ketzel, as the loser of this episode, do you think this movie's worth all the hype it's received? And do you feel like you've missed out on it?
Can't say I heard much hype outside of Antonio, but it was definitely worth all the hype Antonio gave it. Definitely worth it. And like any rom-com, I always feel like I missed out. I mean, it would have forever still ruined my perspectives on love, but man, this was great. This was fun, guys. Thank you for sharing this, Antonio. Absolutely worth the hype.
Oh,
it was a good time. Movie. Made me cry. And, any good rom-com that can do that for me is A-okay. I see you on the streets, Bradley Cooper. It's over.
Can't believe you did that to her. Hasn't Jennifer
Liar!
Connelly suffered enough?
Well, you hesitated before her last name. You're like, which Jennifer is this now? Welcome to Sit Down Loser. We're watching a movie. My name's Jennifer. I'm Jennifer.
and I'm Jennifer. Man, I wish we had done that fucking bit.
And that's it for this episode of Sit Down Loser. We're watching a movie. Catch you guys next time.
Bye, losers.